Taylor James Johnson here at Capital City Comicon in Austin, Texas, which is the capital of Texas. I think that's why they called it Capital City Comicon. Probably. So, the interesting thing about these comic conventions, it's basically like a parade of nerds. You know, and comics have been in the mainstream now. They are the mainstream. They're like the biggest money maker out there in pop culture. But it used to be, you know, only a select few could appreciate this art. You know, just the nerds on the playground who would get wedgies and stuff. But now, everybody's a nerd. Everyone's a loser. Everyone's a dork, which makes them cool. The best parts about these comic conventions, you got these nerds walking around, and then you got these, like, attractive women dressed in these nerds' fantasies, and you can just see it in their face. They're about to explode all over the place.
You're not going anywhere, Shredder.
Full volume.
It's not your way.
Hit it, Mikey.
Rock and roll.
Yeah.
Standing next to me is Shredder himself. That's right, Francois Chau. Hello, sir. How you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you.
So what's it like being at the Capital City Comicon? What's it like seeing all these nerds and dorks around here?
Well, being a nerd and dork myself, it's great.
What's Vanilla Ice like?
You know, I'm trying to remember back because I was in the makeup room getting my face, you know, all painted and scarred. And then all of a sudden, I was like, "Oh, you gotta stop! You gotta go! You gotta take a break and go out because Vanilla Ice and his what do you call it? His crew were coming in to get their makeup done. And what is his name?
I call him V-Ice.
V-Ice. He came in. His gang, his posse came in. They got their makeup done, and they seemed pretty nice. But you know, I being the nerd and dork that I was, I didn't know who they were. I didn't know who it was. I was like, who's this guy?
Word to your mother.
Yeah.
And well, thank you for being a part of the coolest thing ever. And once again, thanks for those nightmares.
Thank you. Well, you're welcome. And I hope you keep having them. Okay?
I will now. Right in front of me, in his natural environment, is Captain America. Watch as I give him a sneak attack. Excuse me, sir. What's it like loving America?
America is the greatest place in the whole United States of America. I'm old, so you gotta forgive me. Sometimes I have Alzheimer's. You know, I was born in like 1928, and this is 2014. I've been frozen for a lot of. Let's try again.
You were in Frozen?
Let it go, let it go, let it. Turn around and slam the door.
Yeah.
I don't care what they're going to say. Circle of life.
Here's a question for Captain America. Why are Nazis pieces of
I'm not at liberty to answer that question.
So are you a supporter of the Nazis?
I just can't answer that question. Can we move on?
Okay, we're moving on to the next Reich.
The Third Reich?
The third. Am I right? As you can see here at Capital City Comicon, we got all the cosplayers out here, and I chose to cosplay as the opening title from the movie Star Wars. Can you tell? You know, remember the part in Star Wars where it says Star Wars? Well, that's me. Tell me, what was the process like developing this?
A mom and daddy get together and they decided to make a boy for 9 months.
You're expressing yourself somehow? That's so artistic and
There just happens to already be a character based off of my character.
Yes, from Star Wars?
Teen Titans.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Teen Titans.
The Clash of the Titans.
Close. I'll take it. That's fine.
Sitting right next to me is the Manu Bennett here. He is, as you know...
My name's on there.
Oh, okay. But this guy here was in Spartacus, Hobbit, Arrow. I mean, that's a filmography for the ages there. So tell me, what is it like being you?
Well, Mike, the thing is that, I work as an actor, but when you go back through the origin of anything that I do, it all goes back to writing, and stories. And the good thing about coming to these conventions is that I meet the artists and the writers who are behind a lot of these stories that I've done. Of course, Mr. Tolkien's not here, but
Unfortunately.
But you have people writing the future of comic books and animation. So these conventions are a really great way to be part of that heartbeat of the industry. If you walk around this hall, you'll meet the creators of the guy who created Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh, I know.
I was thinking, when you think someone created that, and then you see them, you can go ask them questions and find out how that idea came about.
You are such a nerd. I didn't even ask him a question, and the guy just went off on all of his favorite fandoms and all that stuff.
The nerds are smart, you see. The nerds, or the geeks, or whatever you want to call the origins of Comicon, they were smart because they realized that all these stories had such, I guess, strong metaphors of society, right? And then, 20 years later, the film industry discovered the strength of it, so they started making all these movies and television shows out of it. So the nerds and the geeks, they were the ones who saw this coming, 30, 40 years ago.
One final question as we leave. You were in Spartacus, so what was it like working with Kirk Douglas? I am here with Tommy Lee Jones himself, Mr. Harvey Dent. How are you doing?
Just fine, sir.
Wait, let me ask your other side. I'm here with Mr. Tommy Lee Jones. How you doing, sir?
Not very well.
Do you like Batman?
I think he's a wonderful person, and I believe he does a great job. Excellent.
What are your feelings about Batman?
He's mine. Someone bring me his head.
Ew, that's violent. I am so excited. Right now, we are standing next to Emma Stone. What's it like being in Spider-Man movies?
It's awesome.
I didn't know you were an artist, too. Your stuff is really great.
It's a secret.
Excuse me, what's your favorite thing about comics? There we go. What's it like being here?
Awesome! Yay!
I'm bad at interviews.
Yay! Yay!
That guy's bad at interviews.
We're here at the comic book convention with Neal Adams, legendary comic book artist of Batman, Save Batman, Green Arrow, X-Men, all the comic books you know and love. Probably the progenitor of all the movies that we're now seeing, except for the Hulk and Superman, of course, which they are generally messing up. But all the other ones pretty much good.
Well, who's getting it right now in Hollywood?
I think that Marvel is getting it right. DC's, for whatever reason, DC Warner's is not getting it right. They got one photo of Wonder Woman. She looks like she got no butt at all.
Wonder Woman needs a butt.
I would think, you're following Linda Carter, who has way more than a butt.
Legendary butt.
Legendary butt, and legendary pretty much everything.
What would you inject that butt with?
I would say chicken fat, something like that, and get that butt sticking out there.
That sounds delicious.
It does, doesn't it? Fry that butt up.
Frying butts, frying butts.
I'm just saying, we're wandering a little far away from the subject.
What is the subject?
The subject is who is making the good movies. You have to remember that most of the characters that Marvel has have been sold to other movie companies. Spider-Man sold to other movie companies. X-Men sold to other movie companies. Fantastic Four sold to other movie companies in Germany, of all things. What's that?
Nobody likes Germans.
Well, it's not that you don't like Germans. It's just that they don't seem to have any respect for, Galactus. What the hell happened? It's smoke. Galactus is smoke. What's the deal with that?
Let's smoke some Galactus.
Okay, he's wandering away. Pretty soon we're going to have Ant-Man, which is a little odd.
Without Edgar Wright.
Without what?
With a new director. The director dropped out of it. So that kind of makes me worried that, they're having those kind of issues. So.
You're worried about Marvel having issues? I don't think so. I think Marvel's doing just fine, and they'll figure it out because everything they've done so far has been almost perfect. And DC Comics, almost everything they've done has been like outside of the pale.
What do you feel about the Dark Knight films, the Christopher Nolan take on Batman?
I think the first two were good, and the last one kind of went away. And, when does Batman leave for 5 years and then come back? Why are we involving Batman in nuclear genocide of a city? Why is Robin caught on a bridge? Is it Robin caught on
At the very end, they revealed.
What is that? I think that Batman is a character who fights crime or whatever he fights within the city. He doesn't fight world-saving things except when he's in the Justice League. So throw him in the Justice League and let him save the world. But in the regular book movies, he should be saving parts of Gotham and people and all the rest of that. They seem to have lost track of Batman. First two movies, good. Third one, not so good. We need a new director. We need a new writer.
2 out of 3 ain't bad.
No,
I'm gonna quote Meatloaf.
Well, you know, when I get those royalty checks from DC for the right ones, I'm very happy. Remember, I said that first time Ra's al Ghul showed up on the screen, I got myself a $100,000 check. I was very, very happy.
The American dream, right there.
The American dream. Who fought for that and won it for us? Oh, that was me. So now they've done 2 Superman movies. In the new one, somehow he lets his father die. He has the most magical dog in the universe, a dog that gets out of the car, doesn't get out of the car when everybody else gets out of the car. I've never seen a dog like that. They get out of the car first. Somehow this stupid dog stays in the car.
And killed Kevin Costner.
I don't get it. And let me see, if you can move so fast that you're a blur, you can't save your dad. And what's with those eyes that are locked to the back of the bad guy's head so that when he turns his head, his eyes move, he can't go like this and fry him? I just don't understand.
Plot hole.
Really? And then he has to kill him? I'm sorry.
He doesn't
kill him?
Kill, yeah, in a really violent, horrible way, too. It was just so un-Superman. And then,
who decides these things?
I don't know, Satan or something.
I'm a big fan of DC Comics. I am pretty much a loyalist when it comes to DC. I feel that they've let us down, and Marvel has really risen way above what our preconceived notions of Marvel is, to turn out these fantastic movies that it just thrills us to be associated with the Captain America and the Thor stuff. And yeah, we're comic book people. Like our movies. Isn't that great?
Well, thank you so much, sir. I really appreciate it. And keep drawing and doing all the stuff that you do.
Thank you for giving me your permission to draw.
That's good. Yes. You now have my permission to die.
Where do you get these guys? I don't get it.
Working on my hair.
Some people dream of being astronauts, and some people dream of, helping children in Africa. Others just want their picture taken with a giant turtle. And I'm one of them.
I will defeat you and interview you at the same time. What's it like fighting bad guys?
Very rewarding. It makes me hungry. It makes me very hungry.
And what do you like to eat? Pizza. The answer's pizza.
Cake?
Yeah, I like how pizza, when you eat it, you're not hungry anymore after. Well, guys, just like Ellen did at the Oscars, we're gonna take a selfie to shut down Twitter. Here we go, get close everyone, here we go. Selfie, hashtag selfie, yeah. We got it. I now have the ultimate selfie, and I have won the internet.
It is a shelfie.
A shelfie? So thank you for coming to this convention of comics with me, Taylor James Johnson, your host. That's right, that's me. Here in Austin, the city of hipsters, beatniks, and homeless people has been taken over by the geeks. That's right, the geek will inherit the earth, and they started here. Lock up your doors and stuff, because they're gonna convert you. And then you'll never get a girlfriend ever again. But thanks for coming by. We got to meet some incredible people, some really nice people, some really complete dicks, and some awesome nerds who have inspired me to consider being a nerd myself. Thanks. Have a great day. Oh my God, turn the camera.
We'll get a quick picture together.
What's up?